So lovely. It's International Yoga Day today, and we are celebrating quite literally because it's a journey for everybody. I think this time of COVID has actually taught us that this is a journey, and we should accept every day as it comes along. And this is a beautiful way to accept every day as it comes along with a lifestyle that is yoga. Hi, I'm Denzel, and I run a company called Wellness Works, and I do meditation, I do yoga, and I do awareness and healing. I mean, those four ministries all together. That's me. Now Sangeeta will carry on from there.
Hi, I'm Sangeeta. I normally live between Greece and Belgium, but I came to India because I'm building a couple of houses here and I got stuck in lockdown. Well, stuck is the wrong word. I'm here because of lockdown, and I guess we'll be going back when lockdown finishes.
Whoever's next, Pooja.
Pooja. Yeah. Namaste. I'm Pooja Singh Johan. I'm a French teacher by profession and the mother of an 11-year-old. I've started an initiative called Acharya, where I believe that I'll be able to spread the message of holistic well-being for everyone. And yeah, I'm just working on that right now and enjoying this day.
Okay, Sanjay, go.
Yeah, so my name is Sanjay. I'm colonel in the Indian Army. I just retired about a few months back, and so far as yoga is concerned, I have been doing practicing yoga for quite some time, maybe a little over 20 years. But then I have never been a certified yoga practitioner. I've never undergone any sort of yoga training. But then what little that I have done so far, my practices are concerned, and that it has kept me fit. And I used to do yoga primarily because of keeping fit. But now, before COVID and when we started the Acharya and a little bit of spirituality coming in, I believe yoga has a major role to play in our lives to maintain a balance between mind and body. And that's a very good way, very nice way of starting a day as well. This is what I do generally. Hi.
Okay, Prashant, you're next.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Prashant, and I practice yoga and I also teach yoga. And before this, I was into corporate. In the sense, I was into IT sector, and I was handling a branch of an IT company, especially the sales part of it. And actually, I was into the corporate for close to 19 years. And but though I was practicing yoga along with my job, but it was a calling for me that that I had to teach. So it was like it was from within that was my long-term dream. And somehow things fell in place in the last few years, and then I completely gave up my corporate job, and then I came into this. And yoga has become my profession now. Not only passion, it's also my profession. And the greatest satisfaction I get is from people when they come and tell me, the students, that the benefits what they have got from practicing yoga with me.
Lovely. We'll talk more about that in just a bit, because yes, we're going to be talking about the benefits. That's the really big thing. But Pooja, let's start with you. And what's been the single big thing for yoga and you? How has the practice of yoga come to you? What was the story?
Denzel, so fortunately for me, I was introduced to yoga at a very young age. The school that I went to, the curriculum consisted of yoga. We had a yoga class, so I learned all the yoga poses when I was quite young. But in between, I lost complete touch of it. But later, I joined the Isha yoga programs, and I learned the Shambhavi, Maha, Mudra, and other Kriya yoga that they teach there. So I was reintroduced to it, and I realized that it's benefiting me quite a lot. And I'm a regular practitioner of it, and it has given me a lot of health benefits. So now I don't think I can do without it.
What about you, Sangeeta?
Oh God. So you're officially talking to the world's laziest person.
Well, we're unofficially doing this, aren't we now?
The funny thing is, when I eventually came to wanting to start yoga and getting more sort of physically fit, because I thought it would help the mental fitness, I think the two are tied together very closely.
Completely, yeah.
I ended up breaking my back, and I'm really hoping to get some advice from all of you over here, because I have a very rare form of sequestered disc. One of my discs has broken in half and it's embedded into my spine. So movement of any sort right now is really, really tough, but I would love to get into it. And one of the joys of being part of Acharya and meeting you, Dental, is perhaps finding out more about how yoga can personally help me. And I'm sure a lot of the viewers out there would like to know, are probably in the same position I am in right now. So I'm just really looking forward to learning.
Certainly. And I think that all of it's a learning at the end of the day. No matter what we do, every day I learn on the job. And my job is literally in the healing ministry and in yoga. And I think that's the way it is. It's an ever development. So every day is a new day. Sanjay, what's your story? How did you begin yoga? I believe that you have a long and illustrious love relationship with yoga.
Yeah, so being in the army, the initiation into yoga practices started quite early in life. So, maybe 20 years, 25 years back, in the morning when we go for PT, so other than physical training, we were also given the practices on different yoga asanas. So it all started from there, but that time it was primarily, from the physical or keeping yourself fit point of view. But now I also did a course with Isha Center and the inner engineering and other courses which I did, and pranic healing. So now I'm attaching spirituality to yoga, which is a wonderful thing, and I believe it's giving me a lot of peace and tranquility once I do my yoga and thereafter meditation in the morning. It's a very nice feeling actually. Yeah.
It is a very nice feeling. Prashant, you talked a little bit about the fact that there is a whole lot of people who come to you and learn yoga. So you must have a really nice story about somebody who came and somebody for whom this practice became everything. Something that kind of touched your heart or the other person's heart.
Yes. Well, this lady, who started learning yoga from me, and she started late actually. She was already in her late 50s, and she had this hunch in her back. And then, she somehow felt that, yoga can be an answer for this, because she tried a lot of places and she could not get any help. And then she started training with me. And then it went on about 8 to 9 months, and one day she was just passing by, and I saw her that she was like walking upright. There was no hunch, and then I suddenly saw, you never told me that the hunch is gone. Then she herself had not realized that, and then she said that yes, I wanted to. I found out about this very quickly, and then that was a great experience. And she thanked me so much, and then she even told me that her life has changed because of that. And then of course there are.
I think it's totally life-changing. In fact, I was into healing, and I've done meditation for over a decade and a half now, and I've done pranic healing as well. And the best part was that I never did yoga. I mean, yes, it was on the back burner, and I said that one day I'd do it. And then suddenly one day I said, I think the sedentary lifestyle, the way I sit at a desk, and the whole day that I spend, at the end of the day, I need to do something in order to keep myself fit. And that was where it actually began. And so I told myself, okay, so I need to keep myself. What do? Do I want to go to the gym? I said, no, AC environment -10, don't need to do. So what do you do? So then I spent about 3 months, I think, in Madurai, and then learned yoga there, and then came back. And today it's a lifestyle. And today I can very easily say 2 years down the line that I'm fitter than I was 3 years ago. I mean, and That's the single story for me. So the benefits are huge. The benefits are mental, the benefits are physical, the benefits they're all life encompassing, and we don't realize this until we really go into it deeply. So that's a beautiful way for everybody to start, I think, and that's a beautiful reason for everybody to start. Pooja, what have your benefits been from the whole yoga practice?
I have been suffering from a migraine quite a lot since a long time, but it's reduced definitely. And also, I think I had depression issues early on in life, where I would get bouts of depression and I had to rely on antidepressants. But I no longer have to rely on that. I don't have to rely on anything external. And I think this holistic way of living has drastically changed everything. And I live a more happy life now. And depression is something of the past. And it's a fulfilling, satisfying life.
That's the way I just wanted to add a single line to that. And the fact that for the first 40 odd years of my life, I was 100% on rotahalers and inhalers for my existence. And today I'm completely medicine free as far as asthma is concerned. So I think it's brilliant. Thank you, guys.
Lovely. That's great. That's great.
Yeah. So Sangeeta, tell me about yourself. Tell me what's your big benefit story?
My big benefit story, well, I know we're celebrating International Yoga Day, and I should be talking about yoga, but I'll start by saying I would really like to get to the point where I incorporate yoga into my existence and I'm able to sort of impart this to my clients and the people who come to me, because I have seen the benefits of yoga in so many lives, yours, hers, Sanjay's. I've seen the incredible transformation that happens when people really embrace this. And I would certainly like to, do this for myself, work through it, and then be able to teach other people as well. But with my back issues, that's a separate, God knows when it's going to happen. But to give you a little story about myself, like many of us here, I had what can only be described as a very problematic childhood. I was a young girl in a very small town and suffered all the slings and arrows that come from being a young girl in a small town. I ran away from home. I lived in the streets for almost 11 months, living in bus stations and railway stations. I've bootstrapped my way up through life. I'm really proud of this. I have been financially independent since the age of 21. And to this day, I haven't taken a penny from anybody, not even my own husband. I paid for my own wedding, my own MBA. And I think it was that sort of mental discipline, the problems that I had. My first marriage was incredibly traumatic. It was, there was tremendous violence, and I eventually left and moved away and ended up living in 7 different countries between the ages of 30 and now. I think when you go through stuff like this, you become a very empathic person. You learn to understand what other people are going through because you've been through all of it myself. And when I was about 16, there was a gentleman who lived in this town who told me that I had the ability to heal, and I had no idea what it meant. But I found that people, even when I was a very young child, when people had trouble, they used to come and talk to me. They'd ignore me completely after that. But during that time, it would sort of, be there, and I'd be hand-holding them through a lot of these sort of problems. It really intensified about 7 or 8 years ago. And I mistakenly thought that this was me doing it. I thought it was, oh, look at me, I'm this great person, and I can help people, and I can do this. But over the years, I've come to realize it is not me. It is not me that works. It is something working through me. I have this ability to channel, I think, a higher power that brings great people. I have had patients, clients who have been on antidepressants for years, who have been struggling with issues for years and years, depression, suicidal, rape victims, alcoholics, you name it. And it takes anything between 3 to 7 sessions to break them of all their problems, their destructive, self-destructive patterns. And I take no credit for this. I am just so truly blessed to be this channel for whatever it is that works through.
My mom had a old world term for this. She called it kindred spirit. So I would. I think that's a brilliant way to describe it, but a lovely journey. I mean, it's phenomenal how each of us have had different journeys, but really cool journeys, all in inverted commas. So Sanjay, what about you? What's your big benefit story from yoga?
Well, as I told you, I've been doing it for quite some time, but basically it was from the physical point of view. But once I slightly got little enlightened, you call it enlightened or awakened or whatever, spiritually, so yoga became part of his spirituality, you know. And unless I do yoga or do Surya Namaskar 10 or 12 or 15, whatever I can do 108 Surya Namaskar at one stretch. There was a time, not now, but 10 Surya Namaskar I do every day. And thereafter I sit on meditation, the world becomes different. You know, the thought process becomes different. The calmness, the peace, the tranquility that you get, that completely transforms you. You know, that becomes completely different. So that is the benefit that I derive from yoga when I combine yoga with the spirituality and my meditation routine.
Very, very true. I think there's a word that Shah Rukh Khan ijazot for all of us is sari kainat aapke haath mein hoti hai. Quite literally, at that point in time, you feel that the universe, or you're so in sync with the universe, and so as one with the universe, that it actually carries you forward. And I completely believe that. Prashant, coming to you now you have a very set purpose, and that is as far as yoga is concerned. And just now Sangeeta was talking about how people come with different kind of illnesses that they think is impossible, so what is your advice to people on illnesses and yoga? Is it okay to do yoga irrespective of what your illness is, or you need to be careful with certain things and have somebody to guide you who can teach you well?
Well, see, yoga can be done by everyone. Even people who are ill, even they can do yoga. In fact, that will help them heal better. But yoga is not, why yoga can be done by everyone is because in whatever state you are, whatever state of mind, state of physical self you are, yoga can be custom made. It's like, if under the guidance of the right teacher, yoga can be custom made for their particular condition, case to case scenario, and the way it can benefit them. It can be designed in such a way and done. So that means yoga is for everyone. It's not just for people who are already fit, who are already well. It's not just for them. It's for everyone.
Very true. And I think that there are 2 or 3 elements that I think are extremely important to yoga, and one of them is breathing. We kind of take that for granted a lot of the time, but I think it's one of the most important things that you can do is breathe properly. So I was talking to Pooja earlier in the day today, and we were saying about how she might have a slight headache, and I said that the only thing that you need to do is change the way you breathe. If you go from shallow breathing to deep breathing, you automatically change your headspace. It's something that is natural. So coming back to the practice of yoga, all of you guys, how much yoga do you put into a day, and how do you decide to put that yoga in? How much yoga you want to do in a day? Let's start with Pooja.
Denzel, I generally start my day with meditation and my own chanting. So at the Isha yoga programs, I have learned something called the Shambhavi Maha Mudra, which is, there are steps that we have to follow. And I think that's the only thing I do. I do some stretches, of course, which we've also been taught, the Upa Yoga, it's a prerequisite for going into Shambhavi Mahamudra. So I start with the Upa Yoga and then I go to Shambhavi Mahamudra. So the whole process takes around 20 to 35 minutes. And and then I do my workout after that. Or sometimes I do my workout first and then do this. So that's the amount of the time.
Sangeeta, how do you start your day?
How do I start my day? Well, I start it normally because, as I mentioned, I'm very lazy, so it starts probably well after most of yours. I tend to sleep very late because I do a lot of my counseling sessions late night because I work with clients in Europe. But when I do get up, the first thing I do is I put on a certain set of chants. I have this little playlist of 7 chants that I listen to. And I find that absolutely centers me. And I'm a real newbie at this because I wanted to get to yoga. I started with very simple breathing exercises. So for 5 minutes, along with the Om chanting, I just do the breathing. You know, I breathe in deeply and breathe out through my mouth for an extended period. And I do it in unison with the chanting. And it is incredible how quickly what one can describe my own aura. It has changed the way I see myself. I've changed it has reduced my ego in ways that I would not have thought possible before. And it's happened in a span of maybe a week.
Right. I identify with that completely. What about you, Sanjay? How does your morning start? Is your morning start with yoga? What do you do?
Yeah, my morning starts at 5:30 when my dogs wake me up. So I don't put up an alarm. Yeah, and then I feed them because they sleep with me. So generally they want to go out. So they wake me up at 5:30. I go feed them and take them out for a walk. Then come back, do my morning rituals. And then I have a small little temple I have created in a corner where I put my yoga mat. The first thing that I do is I do Surya Namaskar 14 things,
Sets.
About 4 to 5 for stretching purpose. And thereafter, as Pooja was saying, I done this inner engineering about 4 months back, something, and this Shambhavi Maha Mudra practice, which takes about 40 minutes, and up yogas and other small stretches, which is a prerequisite to Maha Mudra. So we do that and then get into meditation mode. And thereafter, I get on with my heavy weights and dumbbells and other things. That's how it is. And it takes about till 10 o'clock. I'm busy doing all this.
Prashant, what about you? Is yoga the first thing that you do, or is meditation the first thing that you do, or is breathing the first thing that you do? What are you a proponent of?
So, well, it's been a practice for me from many years now that when I wake up in the morning, like I wake up at 4:30 before my classes start, and then by 4:45, 4:50, I start my practice. So I always start from asanas. I do asanas, then pranayama, and then meditation. So this has been my practice ever since. And one day I keep changing. I know the set of asanas I do on a regular basis, and so after that, I continue. I get fresh, and then I continue with my classes. And towards the night, it's been a practice for me that before sleeping, I again meditate for about half an hour every day, every night I do that, and that helps me, close the day, with a good note and contemplate on whatever happened, and also how I open my next day in the morning. So that gives me good sleep, and then I carries on to the next day.
They say that you sow the seeds of how you are the next day just before you go to sleep. That's the big thing. Okay, we're closing this on time. So quickly, if there is one mantra that all of you have, what is that? And can I start with Sangeeta? Is that a good idea?
Oh gosh.
One life mantra. What's your life mantra?
It's really funny. I'm still new to all this, so I wouldn't be able to actually give you the names. But
no. Any mantra. I mean, anything that you say. This is me. This is what I think is the essence of me, or this is what I think is the essence of life.
In that case, I would say the writings of Rumi are the essence of me.
Okay. What about you, Pooja?
I think love and compassion is the answer to everything.
Okay, Sanjay.
Can I just step in over there?
Yes, please, you can.
This is what I do have to say this. I've said this about Pooja from the time that I've met her. She is love itself. This is one girl who walks the talk. Absolutely. Have to say this.
Lovely. Can't get better than that. I don't think there is a better way to be. Yes. Sanjay.
Yeah, for me, the mantra is self-love. If you love yourself, then you can love others. So it is as for me, it's self-love basically, and then love and compassion naturally comes to you instinctively.
Okay, I think I just got robbed of my line, but that's okay. But Prashant, yes, what would you say is the essence of it all?
Well, the best mantra, for me, is that, just sit comfortably, close your eyes, breathe easy, and get connected to the cosmos. And that's what
I don't think there can be a better way to end this session than this. It's sit comfortably, breathe easy, and get connected to the cosmos. And I would say just one thing, keep the spine straight. So
Absolutely.
On that note, thank you so much, guys. God bless you all. And no, you can keep the spine straight. Don't worry, Sangeeta, we'll work on that. I'm sure it's possible. I'm dead sure it's possible. So God bless you guys, and thank you so much for joining all of us. And for everybody out there, this is it. It's about breathing easy. It's about living life. It's about accepting. It's about everything flowing into you. That's the best way to do it. And there's no better way. There isn't no better way. I mean, there are 5 of us here, and we all kind of say the same thing at the end of the day. So God bless you all. Have a fantastic week. Happy Yoga Day to everybody.